We'll start with the prayer. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Akshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminite Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukum karoti vachalam pangam langayate kirim yat kripatamaham bande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, thank you for joining. Hope you all are doing well. We are continuing our study on Nectar of Devotion, specifically starting with the section of Sankirtan. So, there are four yugas. In one millennium, there are four yugas, starting with Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So, for every yuga, there is a defined process through which we can attain perfection. In Kali Yuga, in the yoga we live in, what is the way of perfecting our life is by Sankirtan movement. So this is a very important section. Srila Rupa Goswami says when a person loudly chants the glories of Lord's activities, qualified qualities, form, etc., his chanting is called Sankirtan. So there are two ways we chant the name of Krishna. One is we chant on our beads, and when we chant on our beads, we should chant so that we can hear and we purify our heart. So that is not considered as Sankirtan, that is not called as Sankirtan or Kirtan, that is called as Japa. So it has to be chanted in such a way softly so that you can hear. You shouldn't chant so loudly so that the other people cannot actually focus on that. And then when we chant loudly the glories of Krishna and Krishna's name, that is called as Sankirtan. And that's why you see devotees go on the streets chanting the name of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, is to actually, of course, they also get benefited, but more than that is the other people get benefited out of it. People who do not have any connection with Krishna. So, for an example, there are other living entities in the form of a tree, in the form of insects, in the form of birds, in the form of animals. Unfortunately for them, they don't have ability to actually chant the name of Krishna. So the only way they can actually hear the name of Krishna is when the Sankirtan is going on. And knowingly or unknowingly, when they hear that Krishna's name, they get benefit out of that one. And that's an important part when we talk from that perspective. Just going to close this so that we don't get disturbed here. So, in the Vishnu Dharma, there is a statement glorifying this process of congregational chanting. My dear king, this word Krishna is so auspicious that anyone who chants this holy name immediately gets rid of resultant action of sinful activities from many, many birds. Thank you, Naresh Prabhu, for joining. So, that is the power of even chanting one name of Krishna, that it can eradicate all our sins from many, many births. And this is fact. There is following statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita. A person who chants the holy name of Krishna once can counteract the resultant action of more sinful activities than he is able to perform. What a power of chanting just one name of Krishna. In Vishnu Sahasranam it is written, not Vishnu Sahasranam. I forgot the scripture, maybe Garur Puran. Please forgive me about that. One, when there is a book called as Vishnu Sahasranam, which is 100 names of Lord Vishnu. In South India, that is very prominent. People chant Vishnu Sahasranam every day. So 1000 name of Lord Vishnu is equivalent to one name of Lord Ram. So if you just say Ram, you chanted 1000 names of Lord Vishnu. And if you chant four names of Lord Ram, is equivalent to one name of Lord Krishna. Right? So this is mentioned, a person one only one who chants the name of Krishna once can counteract the results and reaction actions of more sinful activity than he is able to perform. That is how powerful it is. Just talking to my daughter, we were discussing about it. That how come certain aspects of devotional service we love, but like chanting we don't have interest on. And that's actually an interesting reality. I want to show a video if you don't mind. And it's a nice video actually. It conveys a beautiful lesson. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to show it here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to open and share. Give me 1 second. Let me pause. Can you see the video now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. I'm just going to play it, okay? And let me know if you can hear also.
नाम बताइए।
अर्जुन अर्जुन मेहता। मैं मर गया हूँ क्या?
जी हाँ, ट्यूसडे 6:43 PM, हार्ट अटैक। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन।
Congratulations.
हाँ भाई साहब, सभी मरते हैं। बस एक छोटा सा फीडबैक फॉर्म भर दीजिए, प्रक्रिया है। हाउ वाज योर स्टे?
Stay
हम्म,
life.
हाँ मतलब ओवरऑल एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा? 1 से 5 के बीच में रेट कीजिए। 1 मतलब ट्रॉमेटिक और 5 मतलब वुड रिकमेंड टू अदर्स। हाँ, जल्दी जल्दी कीजिए प्लीज। एवरेज, बिल्कुल तुम्हारी चॉइसेस की तरह।
सर, लाइफ इतनी आसान नहीं होती नीचे। चॉइसेस लेने से पहले दूसरों के बारे में सोचना पड़ता है हमें। क्यों?
तुम्हारी रिपीटेड कंप्लेंट्स की लिस्ट आ गई। बॉस टॉक्सिक, सैलरी कम, ट्रैफिक ज्यादा, स्पेस कम, रेंट ज्यादा। बड़े अजीब आदमी हो भाई साहब। पूरी जिंदगी लंबी उम्र की दुआ करते हैं और आधा दिन फोन में बिता देते हैं ताकि टाइम जल्दी बीत जाए। बाकी आधा टाइम तो आप बॉस को कोसते रहते हो।
अरे तो वो था ही नीच आदमी।
नहीं, तुम्हारे बॉस नहीं, हमारे बॉस, तुम्हारे भगवान।
तो उन्होंने कौन सा अच्छा किया मेरे साथ आज तक? नहीं, आप बताइए, why do bad things happen to good people?
गुड पीपल? गुड पीपल कौन कौन थे, जरा नाम बताइए।
मैं
हाँ?
I mean generally.
हाँ, सब जनरली अच्छे होते हैं, लेकिन पर्सनली थोड़े कन्वीनियंट हो जाते हैं ना।
सर, ये क्या पॉइंट है सबका? क्या चाहते हो आप मेरे साथ?
देखिए, आपके फीडबैक से तय होगा कि आपको मोक्ष मिलना चाहिए या रीबर्थ। देखिए ये फॉर्म तय करेगा कि आपको मोक्ष मिलना चाहिए या रीबर्थ।
सर मोक्ष वोक्ष नहीं चाहिए मुझे बस प्लीज एक बार और वापस भेज दो।
सबको लगता है कि अगला जन्म बेस्ट वर्जन होगा, कोई करंट वर्जन को अपडेट करने की कोशिश ही नहीं करता। तुम्हारा बर्थ तुम्हारा चॉइस नहीं था, तुम्हारा डेथ तुम्हारा चॉइस नहीं था, क्या तुम्हारी लाइफ तुम्हारी चॉइस थी?
हाँ मतलब और किसकी चॉइस होगी सर, क्या का सवाल है?
ठीक है अभी पता करते हैं। स्कूल,
पेरेंट्स,
कॉलेज,
जितने नंबर आए उसके हिसाब से,
करियर,
जहाँ बाकी सारे दोस्त गए,
ऑब्वियसली मैरिज,
जिस पे सब राजी थे,
बच्चे,
सही टाइम पे,
हाँ घर,
बजट के हिसाब से,
सिटी,
नौकरी के हिसाब से,
खुशी,
जब सब खुश थे,
हॉबी, हॉबी भाई साहब हॉबी, सपने, ओपिनियन, आइडेंटिटी, टूथपेस्ट, रिंगटोन, चड्डी भाई साहब चड्डी, प्रिंटेश्वर एनालिसिस।
सर लगता है आप बहुत टाइम्स हुए यहाँ पे, नीचे सब ऐसे ही जीते हैं,
हर बार सेफ ऑप्शन, ये लाइफ चॉइस की नहीं थी, स्पॉट वेस्टेड, केस
नहीं
क्लोज।
सर प्लीज एक बार मुझे वापस भेज दो, बस वन लास्ट टाइम।
क्यों?
सर आफ्टर अ पॉइंट कोई नहीं जीता है, सब सिर्फ सरवाइव करते हैं, लेकिन मैं जीऊंगा इस बार, आई प्रॉमिस। अपने लिए जीऊंगा, सब कुछ अपनी शर्तों पे करूंगा, किसी और के लिए कुछ नहीं, सारी गलतियां सारे फैसले मेरे होंगे, आई प्रॉमिस। बस एक बार और भेज दो प्लीज।
तुम्हें ये कैसे पता कि तुम ये पहली बार नहीं बोल? तुम हर जन्म यही कहते हो, नेक्स्ट टाइम आई लिव बाय माय चॉइस, और हर बार भूल जाते हो। सो मिस्टर अर्जुन मेहता, योर मोक्ष इज अप्रूव्ड।
What do you think is a lesson learned from this one?
Prabhu, this is the one life you get to correct your path towards Krishna. And if you cannot do it in this life, you have to start again from next life where you left off, and the life won't be easy.
Based on this video, spot wasted.
Yeah.
And he says, let me give one more opportunity. How do I trust you that this is the last? No, this is the last time. Please just give me one last opportunity. He said, how do I believe that this time you will do it? And he opens up the file one after the other. This is the unfortunate situation we are in. And after being in this situation, when there is a name of Krishna given, we don't want to chant. We're just taking life after life, birth after birth, trying to understand what is the purpose of life. And even after knowing the purpose of life, not able to put my heart into it. This is a fact. This we already read. A sinful man can perform many sinful activities, but he is unable to perform so many that they cannot be wiped out by one single uttering of Krishna. I forgot to ask you, Naresh Prabhu, what is it? What is your take on this video?
Prabhuji, as you said, whenever he asked the chance, he took all the files, right? It's like all our different births, we are doing the same thing.
Yeah, unfortunate thing. How many times we ditched Krishna?
Yeah. Even Prabhuji, the great devotee of Lord Bhishma Deva, right? Prabhuji, he wanted to leave the body when everything is good, but that never happened, right? Unless Krishna wouldn't have delivered that message, he would be alive still. But luckily, Krishna delivered a message like, okay, it's time to leave. You cannot wait for the good. Yeah.
Correct. That is one version of it. The another version of it is Bhishma Dev has Ichha Mrityu. He can leave at the time he wants to. and he wants to leave when Krishna is there in front of him. He is on the battlefield, but Krishna remembers him and he goes in front of him. And Bhishma Dev, when he sees, he realizes this is the perfect time to leave, and that's what it's about to come. It's actually happening around this time only. That's the thing. Very great, Prabhu. Thank you for adding that. In 7th canto, 9th chapter, verse 18 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Maharaj Prahlad offers following prayers to the Lord. My dear Lord Narsimha, if I can be elevated to the position of your servant, then it will be possible for me to hear about your activities. You are the supreme friend, supreme worshipable deity. Your pastimes are transcendental, and simply by hearing of these pastimes, one can counteract all his sinful activities. Have you ever thought even just hearing stories of Krishna can eradicate all your sins? Just hearing stories, pastimes of Krishna. Therefore, I shall not care for any all other those sinful activities, because simply by hearing about your pastime, I shall get out of all contamination of material attachment. Very powerful. That's why we should use our ears hearing Krishna Katha whenever we are sitting idle. Use every minute and every second hearing about Krishna. If nothing else, you have 10 minutes, you watch some reel about Krishna.
Prabhu, there
Hmm.
is one Kathavatik that I follow,
Hmm.
and he's so when he talks about Krishna every time. And also there is animated video, a
Hmm.
small little Krishna Kanha. It
Hmm.
was following, like, it was so good. I Every time I see it, and it pops up. If you want, I can send some of them to
Please
the group.
share one video. I just want to make sure who is the kathakar. I want to know his background. I'm little particular about those things. That what background this person is coming from. What is his level of consciousness? What is the process he following is very important for me. So please share. But thank you for sharing, Mataji.
I will. Is a He's a very well renowned Kathabachak in Vrindavan.
Hmm.
His whole family's been doing this for years,
Very nice.
and his name is very young guy,
Hmm.
but when he talks,
Hmm.
he has something, like he doesn't is not that proud or something, but
Very nice.
he's very down to earth guy. His name is Indraish Upadhyay.
Okay. I don't know him. Good you shared that. But yes, there are devotees, not necessarily they are part of ISKCON.
Yeah.
Um, they speak such philosophy. Um, and then attracts our heart. The only difference is that we just have to be very careful in terms of knowing their background, because at the end of the day, like for an example, when you are severely sick, or when you are sick, you know that the company medicine which will work for you, the doctor gives you. You go to the medicine shop and you get a variety of version of the same medicine. They say it work exactly the same way, but you choose, oh no, 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 I don't want to take a chance, because if it is something else, then I will not be cured. And this is a very simple thing when we talk about here is the situation of life and death. If we somehow realize later, oh, what I was listening or what I was following is not an authentic person or authentic process, you don't have an option to recorrect it. So
Yeah.
that's why what they recommend is that they recommend watching, like when I came, they would recommend hearing Srila Prabhupada,
Mhm.
because he has perfected his life. We know what destination how he practiced and what destination he went to. So that's easy that way. Oh, okay, I don't have to run my brain. Similar way, I don't listen anyone and everyone. I have some 4 or 5 speakers whom I can connect very well, and I just only listen to them, and I know what is their background, what how is their Krishna consciousness. So I am sure that I'm being very careful. But I didn't want to discourage, but I just wanted to share that perspective as well, Mataji. Hope that
No
helps.
problem. No problem. No
Thank you. There are many songs about Lord's activity. For example, there is Brahma Samhita. We sing actually every Sunday before our Sunday feast. And that Brahma Samhita is none other than actually the prayers of Lord Brahma. Narada Pancharatra sung by Narada Muni and Srimad Bhagavatam sung by Sukadev Goswami. If these songs are heard by any person, one can easily get out of the clutches of material contamination. There should be no difficulty in hearing these songs of God. You can find it online. They are coming down from many, many millions of years ago, and people are still taking advantage of them. So, why at this time should one not take full advantage and thus become liberated? In the first canto, 5th chapter, verse 22 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni tells his disciple Vyasadeva, my dear Vyasa, you should know that persons who are engaged in executing austerities and penance, studying the Vedas, performing big sacrifice, chanting the hymns of Vedas, speculating on transcendental knowledge, are performing charitable function, have for all their auspicious activities simply to gain a place in the association of devotees. Imagine so much they have to do to for what to get an association of devotees which comes to us free of cost, without any endeavor, and chant the glories of the Lord. It is indicated here that the chanting about and glorifying the Lord is the ultimate activity of living entity. Any comments before we move to the next section? All good?
No problem.
Okay. Now we briefly covered about japa. We will cover in detail. Chanting a mantra or hymn softly and slowly is called japa. Again, when I say slowly, every mantra has to be chanted clearly, but at the same time, not necessarily slow means my mind just goes here and there. It's basically the idea is it has to be every syllable of the mantra has to be pronounced clearly. And chanting the same mantra loudly is called kirtan. That's the difference between japa and kirtan. For example, uttering the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, very softly, only for one's own hearing is called japa. Chanting the same mantra loudly for being heard by all others is called kirtan. The Maha Mantra can be used for japa and kirtan also. When japa is practiced, it is for personal benefit of the chanter. But when kirtan is performed, it is for the benefit of all other who may hear. In Padma Purana, there is a statement for any person who is chanting the holy name, either softly or loudly, the paths to liberation, even heavenly happiness, are at once open. Submission. In the Skanda Purana, there is a statement about submission unto the lotus feet of the Lord, which also applies to the spiritual master. It is said that there are those who are sober devotees can offer their submission to Krishna in the following three ways. How can you submit yourselves to Krishna? One is samprathanatmika, which means very feelingly offering prayers, not just for the sake of offering prayers. Second is dainya bodhika, humbly submitting oneself. Third one is Leela Samayi, desiring some perfectional stage. This desiring some perfectional stage in spiritual life is not sense gratification. So one may say, oh, I want to go back to Godhead. It's not escapism to go back to Godhead. That's a wonderful desire. When one realizes something of his constitutional relationship, which is our nature, our relationship with Krishna, he understands his original position and wants to be reinstated in that position, either as a friend, a servant, parent, or conjugal lover of Krishna. So there are six rasas or six kind of loving relationship one can develop for with Krishna. One is Shanti Rasa. Starting from lower, Shanti Rasa means either becoming a tree, either becoming a plant, a flower, or a river to actually please Krishna. That is for in the mood of servant. Above that rasa is actually dasya rasa, which means in the mood of servant. Above that mood is sakhya rasa, which means as a mood in the friendship relationship. Above that sakhya rasa is the relationship of vatsalya ras, as a parent of Krishna. And above that Vatsalya ras is Madhurya ras, being a lover of Krishna. So that is what is being mentioned here. And then that is called Leela Samai, very eager, either as a friend, servant, parent, or conjugal lover of Krishna. That is called Lala Samai, or very eagerly desiring to go to one's natural position. This Leela Samai stage of submission comes in the stage of perfect liberation, which is technically called as Swarupa Siddhi. When the living entity understands by perfect spiritual advancement revelation his original relationship with Lord, when we actually perfect our Krishna consciousness, even while living in this world, we can actually tap onto what is our spiritual position. Where are we in spiritual world? What is our seva? What is our relationship with Krishna in spiritual world? It's a very high position. In Padma Purana, there is a statement of submission and feeling of devotees praying to the Lord. My Lord, I know that young girls have natural affection for youth boys, and that youth boys have natural affection for young girls. I'm praying at your lotus feet that my mind may become attracted unto you in the same spontaneous way. The example is very appropriate. When a young boy or girl sees a member of opposite sex, there is a natural attraction without the need for any introduction. Without any training, there is a natural attraction due to sex impulse. This is material example. But the devotee is praying that he may develop a similar spontaneous attachment for Supreme Lord, free from any desire for profit and without any other cause. This natural attraction for the Lord is the perfectional stage of self realization. What is lust in this material world is a perverted reflection of love in spiritual world. What is um, that yearning for Krishna? Its perverted reflection is greed in the material world. But in its pure stage is that strong yearning for Krishna. In the same Padma Purana, there is a statement about submission and humbleness. It is stated here, my dear Lord, there is no sinful living entity who is more of a sinner than myself. Very humble, thinking oneself to be very low. If someone, like you gave an example, that person is not proud. If one is proud after practicing spiritual life, he is definitely missing the real crux here. One has to remain humble. When Sudama came to Krishna's palace, Krishna made him sit on his throne. And what did he do? He started washing the feet of Sudama. Krishna wants to take a lower position. And if we, being a spiritualist, want to be in a higher position, then we did not understand the true meaning of practicing spirituality. I'm so greatly sinful and offensive that when I come to confess my sinful activities before you, I'm ashamed. This is a natural position for a devotee. I will show you a very beautiful bhajan. Again in Bengali, I will share this tab and see. Very nice. Amara jivana sada pape rata nahi ko punyera lesha parera udvega diachi ekoto parere udvega diachi ekoto diachi jivera klesha. What is the meaning? I'll just read only first stanza. I am an impious sinner and have caused other great anxiety and trouble. I'll read the second meaning also. I have never hesitated to perform sinful acts for my own enjoyment, devoid of all compassion, concerned only with my own selfish interest. I am remorseful seeing others happy. I am a perpetual liar, and misery of others is the source of great pleasure for me. Who is writing a very, very powerful spiritualist. He is actually the Srila Prabhupada's Guru's father, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He is one of the Manjari in Krishna's Leela. Why is he writing like that? Not that his personality is like that, but is so humble, he thinks that this actually, if we see it, applies to us who are not at the perfect spiritual platform, but we enjoy when someone else is suffering, or other people's anxiety is our pleasure. We just only live for our own selfish interest. But why is he saying like that? That's out of humility. That's the point which I wanted to bring in here. This is the natural position for a devotee. As far as the condition of soul is concerned, like us, there is no wonder that we have some sinful activities in our past lives, and this should be admitted and confessed before the Lord. As soon as this is done, the Lord excuses the sincere devotee. But this does not mean that one should take advantage of Lord's causeless mercy and expect to be excused over and over again while one commits the same sinful activities. Bar, bar. Such a mentality is only for shameless person. Here it is clearly said, when I come to confess my sinful activities, I become ashamed. So if the person is not ashamed of his sinful activities and continues to commit the same sinful activities with the knowledge that the Lord will excuse him, that is the most nonsensical proposition. You see, some particular religion people go to their place of worship every Sunday and beg for forgiveness for all the sins, and they come back home and again do the same thing. That's not right. Such an idea is not accepted in any part of Vedic literature. It is the fact that by chanting the holy name of Lord, one becomes washed clean of all sinful activities from his past life. But that does not mean that after being washed off, one should again and again perform sinful activities and expect to be washed again. These are nonsensical propositions and are not admitted in devotional service. Someone may think, for a whole week I may commit sinful activities, and for one day I will go to the temple or church and commit my sinful activities so that I can become washed off and again begin my sinning. No, this is most nonsensical and offensive, and that is not acceptable to the author of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, in this case, Srila Rupa Goswami. In Narada Pancharatra, there is a statement of submission accompanied by desire for perfection. The devotee says, my dear Lord, when shall that day come when you will ask me to fan your body? And according to your pleasure, you will say, you just fan me in this way. The idea in this verse is that devotee is desiring to personally fan the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That means that he is desiring to become the personal associate of Supreme Lord. Of course, any devotee in any capacity either is a servant, friend, or conjugal lover, always has a direct association with the Lord. But according to his different individual taste, a person desires for just one of these relationships. Not that any of these relationships are better over the other. It is just a person who is in love with Krishna. Not that other people do not have love for Krishna, but they want to be lover of Krishna. Someone wants to be a parent of Krishna, taking care of Krishna. Someone wants to be just serving Krishna. And of course, serving in the mode of servitor. Everyone serves. Here, the devotee is desiring to become a servant of the Lord and desires to fan the Lord, as does his internal energy Lakshmi does. She massages the feet of Krishna, Vishnu. He also wishes that the Supreme Personality of Godhead will be pleased to give him direction as to how to fan. This submission with transcendental desire, or Lalasayamai Vijnapati, is the highest perfectional stage of spiritual realization. Any comments before we move forward?
No problem.
Okay. Naresh Prabhu, can you read? I have some throat problem. If you don't mind reading this from this one,
Yeah, Prabhu, I can read.
thank you.
In the same Narada Pancharatra, there is another expression of submission, wherein the devotee says, my Lord, O lotus-eyed one, when will the day come when, on the bank of the Yamuna, I shall become just like a madman and continue to chant your holy name while incessant tears flow from my eyes? This is another perfectional stage. Lord Chaitanya also desired that a moment will appear unto me as a 12 year of time, and the whole world will appear to me as vacant on account of not seeing you, my dear Lord. One should feelingly pray and become eager to render render his particular type of service to the Lord. This is the teaching of all great devotees, especially Lord Chaitanya.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
In other words, one should learn how to cry for the Lord. One should learn this small technique and he should be very eager and actually try to become engaged in some particular type of service. This is called lavlya, and such tears are the prize for the highest perfection. If one develops this lavlya or excessive eagerness for meeting and serving the Lord in a particular way, that is the price to enter into the kingdom of God. Otherwise, there is no material calculation for the value of the ticket by which one can enter the kingdom of God. The only price for such entrance is the lalasamai, or desire and the great eagerness.
Very beautiful. We cry for so many things. When we were small kids, we were crying for mother's milk. We grew up, we started crying for toys. We further grew up, we would cry if the friends hit you or they stole your pencil or eraser. Then you grow up, then you cry that you did not score well in your exam. You grow up, you did not get an admission in a college. You grow up, girlfriend or boyfriend ditch you. You grow up, after you get married, that you didn't get particular girl or boy to get married, and finally you get married, you cry because the same person whom you love, now that person is causing problem for you. Then you further you grow up, then I don't have kids. Then you have kids, oh now these kids are giving trouble. Again the whole story starts all over again. And when you become old, the health doesn't support you, and you struggle on that thing. At the end of the day, we always just cry, 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 and cry. Only thing which we need to do is now we have to cry for Krishna. We have to cry, Krishna, when will I come to your abode? When will I have an opportunity to serve you? I've been rotting here in this material world for again and again and again and again and again. With the laptop and charger so far. Sorry. So that is the problem. One has to learn how to cry for Krishna. And one may say, but I don't know how to cry for Krishna. One second, Prabhuji. Yeah, sorry about that. 1 second. Yeah, one should actually learn how to cry for Krishna. And if you can't cry for Krishna, cry Krishna that I cannot cry for you. This life is full of misery, excuse me, full of difficulties. And one or the other way we will have to cry. Why not cry for Krishna? I really need you, Krishna. I really need your help, my Lord. Only you can understand me. Where am I coming from? Sometimes even our intentions are good, the other person doesn't understand. Our loved ones don't understand what to talk about anyone else. And we have to understand there is only one person who knows us in and out. What is our intention? Where am I struggling? So one should really actually work on this. The next section is very important. It is very connected to the same thing. And that's the point. Can you go ahead, Prabhuji, reciting notable prayers?
Sure, Prabhuji. According to great leader scholars, the whole Bhagavad Gita contains many authorized prayers, especially in the 11th chapter, where Arjuna prays to the universal form of the Lord. Similarly, in the Gautamiya Tantra, all the verses are called prayers. Again, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are hundreds of prayers to the Lord. So a devotee should select some of these prayers for his recitation. In the Skanda Purana, the glories of these prayers are stated as follows: devotees whose tongues are decorated always with prayers to Lord Krishna are always given respect even by the great saintly persons and sages, and such devotees are actually worshipable by the demigods. Those who are less intelligent want to worship different demigods for some material gain rather than worship Krishna. But here it is stated that a devotee who is always engaged in the offering prayers to the Lord is worshipable even by the demigods themselves. The pure devotees have nothing to ask from any demigod. Rather, the demigods are anxious to offer prayers to the pure devotees. In the Nrsimha Purana, it is stated any person who comes before the deity of Lord Krishna and begins to chant different prayers is immediately relieved from all reactions of sinful activities and becomes eligible without any doubt to enter into the Vaikuntha Loka.
Wow, this is such an important part. Wow, beautiful. That a person who comes in front of the deities, especially deity of Lord Krishna, and begins to chant different prayers. There are Sanskrit prayers. If you don't have Sanskrit prayers, you speak from your heart. Ideal is best. I am very poor at Sanskrit, so I have that poor memory of remembering the verses. But one should maybe write on the phone and then read those, or if not that, just call out from your heart and sincerely pray to Krishna. That's a very important part. And once one does it, actually, they can enter into Vaikuntha Loka from there. Thank you, Prabhu. Let's read the next one.
Partaking of prasada. There is a specific statement in the Padma Purana: a person who honors the prasada and regularly eats it, not exactly in front of the deity, along with charanamrita, the water offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, which is mixed with seeds of the tulsi tree, immediately can achieve the results of the pious activities that are obtained through 10,000 performances of sacrificial rites.
Imagine you can have your pizza, you can you have pasta, you can have idli sambar, you can have your choice of food you want, and that is equivalent to performing 10,000 sacrifices. Not one, 10,000 sacrifice. So if you just have one idli is equivalent to 10,000 sacrificial rites you did. So if you eat 5, multiplied by 5.
That too, according to our wish, right?
Yeah, you can choose. You can choose what, at our level, we can choose what we want to have, but still offer to Krishna. That is how it become prasad. In prasad means in Hindi, Prabhu ke sakshat darshan. What a sublime process, actually.
I have one question regarding the offering the prasad.
Yeah.
Sometimes we cook and we don't. Maybe we forget to put salt or sugar or
Yes.
something, and
Yes.
we cannot taste it before the Lord tastes it.
Yes.
How's that? How we perform that way?
Ha, Mataji. Multiple points to that. Let me try to bring as much as possible. First and foremost thing, when you cook, we should actually have a class going on, at least Srila Prabhupada. If we don't know other speakers, especially connected, Srila Prabhupada's class, you play and you cook. That makes sure that whatever you cook comes out to be perfect. And I did it. I'm not a great cook. I learned cooking after my wife left. Till today, I don't remember. This is by Krishna's mercy that any day I forgot to put the salt.
No,
It
I'm
just
I'm talking about forgetting the salt, but the proper
less.
amount of salt or sugar.
Yeah. So even if that happens, yet that you put the less salt, you offer to Krishna. I know you understand. You brought up a good point saying that how if I won't like, how would Krishna like? So we beg forgiveness from Krishna, and next time we make sure we don't do it. Some devotees put the salt next to whatever they make. So, for an example, some chutki but salt they just put it. My Lord, if it is less, please forgive over us. I'll tell you one story, and I think we we'll see if we can go drinking charamana. So Rupa Goswami's book is this one, right? Which is Nectar of Devotion. Rupa Goswami is a disciple of Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami was living near Yamuna in Vrindavan, and he was associate of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya told them to go Vrindavan, find out the places, because by the time Lord Chaitanya came after Krishna departed, Vrindavan actually became a huge forest and there was nothing else visible there. Nobody would come to Vrindavan. So Lord Chaitanya gave them an instruction that you revive Vrindavan like it at Krishna's time. And after Krishna departed, a lot of Mughal rulers attacked Vrindavan temples. They destroyed it. The deities, some of the deities were destroyed. Some of them were taken somewhere, hidden somewhere. So they were not anymore. So he gave them an instruction. You revive Vrindavan and you write these books. And this is how we are reading Rupa Goswami's book. So Sanatan Goswami was busy following the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he would beg door to door. And of course, Vrindavan there wasn't much. So they will actually come to Mathura to beg. And there was one family, there was one family, um, Chaube family. That's what I remember actually. I forgot the first name. So Chaube family. So Chaube family had a Gopal deity. And when Sanatan Goswami came to beg at the door, he knocked the door. The wife opened the door, and when she was giving the bhiksha, his eyes went on the altar and the Gopal, and he was very attracted to the Gopal. And he would come to that door just to take the darshan of Gopal. And he saw how they were worshipping Gopal. The Gopal would actually be treated as like another son of this family. So they had one son, and then the son would go for playing, and Gopal would come out of the deities and would go and play with the son, and he would sleep with the other son. So when Sanatan Goswami saw that, he was like, this is not how you worship deities. So he suggested them how you should take care of the deities. So the wife was very submissive. She agreed. And next day she started telling her son, oh, you cannot just keep sleep with Gopal. She put him in the altar. She would worship him, offer bhoga. That night, Sanatan Goswami, he slept. Lord appeared in his dream. And Lord also appeared in this dream of Mr. Chobe. How can I forget his first name? Sorry, I'm not able to recollect. So, um, Lord came into the dream of Sanatan Goswami. He said, why did you tell them like that? Earlier, they were actually considering me as their family member, and now they keep me away from it. I don't like that. This is love of Gopal. This is love of Krishna. He doesn't want a special treatment. He want to be just as a family member. And same Krishna appeared in the dream of Mr. Chaube, and he told him, look, you know what? You have one son, but Sanatan Goswami is alone. I want to be with him. So please arrange that I go to him and stay with him. So next day, Sanatan Goswami actually woke up and came to beg forgiveness from Mr. Chaube and family. When he came there, to his surprise, he also had a dream, and Chaube also had a dream. And Chaube actually told him why Gopal came to my dream, and he wants to be worshipped by you. So please take care of him. Sanatan Goswami was very pleased. He took that Gopal. Now he was busy in writing books and searching the hidden places of Vrindavan. So he would um, whatever little grains he would get, he would put them in water and form a dough and would make it in the fire. Not even rolling the chapati. Can you imagine the whole dough just burn it in the fire, and then would offer to Gopal. So one day Gopal told him, Sanatan Goswami, when I was at Chaubey family's house, Mataji would offer me wonderful bhoga made with nice ghee. You are not able to offer, but at least give me salt. I'm just having this dough. It doesn't have salt. At least we need salt to melt it in your mouth. Sanatan Goswami, this was an exchange of love. We cannot imitate that. He said, my dear Lord, today you will ask for salt, tomorrow you will ask for ghee. If I do all this stuff, when will I find out holy places? When will I follow my spiritual master's instruction? You please arrange yourself. So there was one merchant who was going to Agra to sell his stuff. His boat was passing through Vrindavan and it got stuck in sand. And at the time, there was a young boy who was playing there near Yamuna. And this boy told him, you go to that mountain, go to this, not mountain, you go to this hill. There is this person called as Sanatan Goswami. You request him, he will take care of this situation. Do you know who was that boy?
No problem.
Anyone?
No problem.
This was Madan Gopal. This was that same Gopal who was asking for the salt and was told that you figure it out. So this merchant went to the hill and he prayed to Sanatan Goswami. And he told to the deities that I'll build you a nice temple for you. And the moment Sanatan Goswami blessed, immediately thunderstorm came and started raining and increases the level of Yamuna. His boat was easily out of it. And he promised, and in his boat, along with the stuff he wanted to sell, there was salt. So he gave that salt to Madan Gopal so that salt he can get. So who arranged for the salt? Lord himself arranged. Why did I tell this story? Coming back to your question, it is all about the intention which counts. So sometimes, even if we make mistakes, we beg forgiveness and we try that next time we don't have less salt. And we be very measurable. We calculate how much salt to put and all that stuff. Did I answer your question, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Very full. Wonderful. So this is Prasad. I think Charamrit we will read next time. Any other questions we want to cover? Can we quickly summarize what did we study today?
Prabhu, I have one little question
Please,
regarding the prasad
please.
offer too.
Hmm.
When I be able to cannot, in a month I cannot do certain
Yeah,
days,
you can still cook, Mataji,
and
because hmm,
how to offer it then?
yeah, multiple things, Mataji. If there is no one at home at all, you can still offer. And again, this is time, place, and circumstances. Some people may give a different answer that you cannot do it altogether. Um, but it's okay. The second thing is, if you can make, your husband can offer, that is a wonderful opportunity that way.
Okay.
The
Thank you, Prabhu.
best thing, which is if it's not too much of trouble, if he can offer fruits or dry fruits during that period of time, that's also okay. Now, from my personal life's example, because I did not know cooking, my wife still used to cook before, and we would offer it a lot. So it's a
And
multi-dimensional.
when you go for a month, or let's say
Mm,
one week,
very good.
and
Mm.
what do you do?
Hamadji, again, time, place, circumstance. If you don't have anyone who can take care of the deity, then you make the deities rest, which is a last option. The first option is and I did it for a good period of time. I'll be very honest, because I didn't have any devotees around me, or if they were there, I didn't know them, so I would make them sleep. But now I have few friends, so when I go out, I keep the deities with them who take care of these deities. So based on the time, place, and circumstances, you can follow that, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice questions. Very practical questions. Can we summarize what we quickly discussed today? Whatever points you remember.
Saying the saying the Lord's name with clearly without any breaks or
Correct.
not in a loud
Correct.
and
Yes. So we start with Sankirtan. We covered Kirtan. We covered Japa. And you beautifully talked about the difference between all of them. Very nice. What else?
6 ways of showing love, Guruji. Not showing love,
What
like
is it?
as a first one is we gave example like a tree something, Guruji. Uh,
Plants, different
plant,
rasas, different
different
relationship with. Correct.
relationship,
Yeah. Yeah.
and as a friend, as a brother,
Hmm.
then as a well-wisher, I forgot.
As a servant,
So,
as a friend, as a parent, and as a lover.
lover.
So these are different relationship, and not that one is better than the other. It is based on the bhava one has for the deities, and that's how it's just a natural thing which comes from the heart. Nothing you can manufacture yourself that way. Very nice.
And offering food to God, like eating as a
Oh,
prasadam.
yeah.
Prasad is
Each
like a
10,000
as a
sacrifice.
sacrifices. Yeah,
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Any other comments?
that's all, Guruji.
Okay, beautiful. Momita Mataji, you want to add something?
Prabhu, no, everything is same as Danish Prabhu said. Um, Also, I love the fact that when we do the sankirtan or
Mm,
like in a loud voice, so other animal or the
yes.
other plants or
Implement.
anything who
Yeah.
doesn't have the consciousness of Krishna consciousness, they cannot. They also can get benefit.
Yes, they can get a better birth because they cannot chant, but they can hear. And that's the powerful mechanism, which is very important to actually doing others' welfare. Very nice. I think it's very well narrated. I went 1 minute over time, but very grateful again for joining today. We will continue next week. Thank you so much. Shri Prabhupada ki
Yeah.
Jai. Shri Rupa Goswami ki Jai. Hare Krishna.